Oh, fuck. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this afternoon? This lovely, lovely Wednesday afternoon. Who's ready for a beer? I think I'm ready. It's been a slow-moving day. Really slow-moving day. Hi, Pam. How you doing? Oh, shit. It's snowing in Ohio? Well, that sucks. What's up, Anthony? Yeah, it's just another Wednesday. Nothing really special going on. But who knows? Hopefully this beer will give me a little bit extra pep in my step, if you know what I mean. Just to kind of get the blood flowing a little bit more. But we'll see. We shall see. Oh, yeah, most definitely. Most definitely, Anthony. Hey, you both of you guys can keep that far away from where I am. I'd be happy. Because let's see what the temperature is here today. Let's see. It's 45 degrees here, which isn't bad. 45 and drizzling, it looks like they're saying. Chance of drizzle within the next hour. So, a little bit of rain. Which, I'm not leaving the house, so it doesn't really matter to me if it rains or not. Whoop, 4 o'clock, people. So you know what that means. Let's do this. Boom. What is going on, everybody? Happy Wednesday to you all. And welcome to another live beer review. Today, I decided to go with... I haven't had a stout in a minute. I don't know, it feels like it's been like at least a week or two. So I decided to bring one out for everybody and myself this afternoon. So today we're going to be taking a look at Dodging Traffic Imperial Stout with coffee. Nice little 12.9% Imperial Stout from a brewery in the local area of mine, which I'm actually pretty excited about. I haven't had a stout in... shit, I can't even tell you. But, so, yeah, I've been wanting to change up the palate a little bit, go off a little bit away from the fruited sours for a day or two. Maybe IPAs too as well. But, yeah, if you don't know about Noon Whistle by now, I've done a couple brews by them already, where the owner of Noon Whistle used to live in a town called Whistle, Wisconsin, to where every day at noon, a whistle or a bell used to be told. It's pretty much at noon, pretty much signal the first beer of the day, which is definitely a cool kind of story. So I'm excited for this one. I mean, I'm a nice little coffee stout to pretty much through midweek, I think is a good idea. So let's just crack this guy open and see what we're looking at here. Let's give this guy a nice smell. Oh yeah, very, very coffee forward on the smell, which is nice. Definitely getting like a little bit of like a sweetness in there as well. Yeah, smells like a coffee stout. I'm betting it's going to be pretty boozy, not really going to be much of a head, and if there is one, it's going to have like a nice brown frothiness to it. But yeah, drink it out of my untapped tulip glass this afternoon, so let's see what this guy looks like on the pour. Oh yeah. This looks like a thick one, that's for sure. This looks like a syrupy, kind of heavy Imperial Stout. With it being a 12.9, almost a 13%, I'm thinking there's going to be a little bit of a booziness to it, but I'm hoping that there's a nice kind of sweetness along with it. Yeah, a little bit of a head, like a brownish, kind of tannish head. But look at that. Nice little Imperial Stout for you guys. Yep, getting a little bit more of like the sweeter notes coming out when I pour it. Definitely maybe like a vanilla in there. Kind of hoping to get like some chocolatey notes as well. Kind of like the real question if it's going to be like a dark chocolate or a milk chocolate kind of situation to kind of round out with the coffee in there to kind of round down the bitterness of it. So let's give this guy a try. So cheers, everybody. Oh yeah, very, very heavy coffee forward. Kind of getting like a more of like a mocha kind of taste in my mouth a little bit. Definitely, it's a very deep, like roasty, toasty kind of beer. Definitely, there's a slight sweetness in there. You can definitely get the booziness. Mouthfeel has like a little bit of like an effervescence to it, along with like that kind of syrupy, kind of heavy, thick coating that goes around the mouth. I kind of wanted a little bit more of a sweetness to there to balance out because the coffee to me is a little bit too predominant. I don't know. I'm just not the biggest coffee guy, to be honest, but when it comes to having it in a stout, I've had situations to where it actually rounds out really nice if they had like a good amount of like balance the coffee with a sweetness in there, like a vanilla or a milk chocolate kind of situation. But to me, this one's a little bit more on the coffee side of things for my liking, but that's okay. Definitely really, really heavy. There's a really strong coffee bitterness to it. But it's not bad. Not bad at all. So let's see what the actual profile of this one is. See if I kind of got some of my taste buds a little bit right on this one. So, dodging traffic. Their Imperial Stout with coffee. It's a big Imperial Stout made with coffee from their friends over at Tugboat Coffee. It has red fruit notes that go together with the rich malty and sweet chocolate characteristics in the beer. So, okay, so they actually have a vanilla kind of variant of it as well, to kind of add a little bit of like a different element to it. I was hoping maybe I would get some vanilla notes in here, but it looks like the one I'm having is more of just like their coffee kind of variant version. So, which is okay. Not getting really much of a... I kind of get like a vanilla kind of sweetness in there, or like a chocolatey sweetness. It's probably like a mix of both. But it's overall not bad at all. Not bad at all. Definitely can tell that it's that 12.9 just because you can feel the throat starting to feel a little bit warm after a couple swigs. But overall, yeah, pretty decent. If you're a coffee fan and you like Imperial Stouts, and if you like coffee stouts, this would definitely be the one for you because there's a big, strong, roasty, toasty kind of coffee flavor in this. I'm not really getting much of like a red fruit note. Not much, maybe like, I don't know if they be putting like maybe figs or dates in here, which I don't really get that much, so I'm not sure where that's coming from at all, but overall, yeah, it's pretty decent. This is definitely one of those beers that is made for the coffee lover, in my opinion, because there's how strong the aromatics and how strong the flavor is on coffee. So, let's see what Untapped has to say about this guy. Like I said before, it's a 12.9% ABV, so any kind of stout really isn't sessionable to me. It's one of those things that you just sit back, drink, and enjoy kind of situations. And with over 1,280 ratings on Untapped, this guy has an average rating of 4.11 out of 5, which is relatively good. Really good. So let's see what people have to say about this. Purchased that at Noon Whistle. Let's see, 3.75. Somebody gave a 3.75 with saying, lovely, rich brew, nice effervescence. One thing, if you don't like coffee, don't get this. If you do, it's well done. Very smooth, fine coffee notes, deceptively strong. Yep. So even somebody put here, 3.5 saying strong coffee flavor. If you don't get it, don't get it if you don't like coffee. So a lot of these kind of ratings are showing that if you're not a coffee fan, this one's not for you, because there's a lot of strong, like, rich coffee notes in here. But it's overall, yeah, it's decent. Definitely, I enjoy some coffee flavors in with, like, my beer a little bit, kind of, but I like them more balanced out with, like, kind of like a more chocolatey sweetness, or kind of adding different kind of notes in there, like a vanilla, to kind of balance out the bitterness. But with this one, it kind of makes me feel like they let the coffee kind of speak a little bit more, where, hey, if you're a coffee fan, this is definitely going to be a good one for you, I think, because there's a lot of strong coffee notes in here. Not really sure, like, what kind of coffee notes I'm getting, because I'm not, like I said before, I'm not a coffee drinker, so kind of putting myself in a situation where I'm just kind of eyeballing it when it comes to the flavors of the coffee that I get. But overall, yeah, for what it is, for them trying to make a dark beer and a nice Imperial Stout that is made for coffee fans, yeah, they knocked it out of the park with this one, I think, when it comes to making it for fans of coffee, because the flavor is just that potent and that just punching in your face. I enjoyed, like, the creamy mouthfeel. Definitely has, like, a slight sweetness that comes up at the end, but kind of mostly leaves, like, that bitter coffee flavor in your mouth. So I could definitely see why I got the 4.11 out of 5 on Untapped. But my rating is going to be a little bit lower, since I'm not much more of a coffee guy. So that's just going to be my opinion on it. I would have liked to see a little bit more of, like, kind of like a vanilla kind of milk chocolate sweetness in there to kind of round out the bitter notes of the coffee, just to kind of make it a little bit more balanced. But it is what it is. So let's start going off ratings here. So, can art. Yeah, I really like this can art for some reason, because when it says dodging traffic and then making the can art kind of looking like asphalt, where it's like a road kind of situation where you can see the yellow line, you can see, like, a situation where somebody's walking on in the middle of the street trying to dodge some traffic, I guess. I can definitely see you might be doing something stupid if you have a couple of these. But yeah, always like the Noon Whistle logo. It's very clean. And yeah, super simplistic, but kind of stays with the story of the name of the beer, which is really nice. So yeah, I give this a solid, like, 3.75 out of 5 for can art. So let's see. If I got this beer in a flight at Noon Whistle, would I get another one? Probably not, in my opinion. Just because I'm not a coffee guy. So, I'd have the glass I have. I enjoy what I'm drinking out of it right now. But when it comes to the strong, pungent, like, coffee flavors, having it be mostly coffee, it's not something that would be my go-to, to be honest. But if you're a coffee fan and you enjoy, like, that strong coffee flavor, this might be right up your alley. Kentucky, I don't know if you're a big coffee guy, but this would be something that, like, just perfect for you, in my opinion. So, for my rating by itself, it's not going to be as high as you would think. But for anybody that enjoys coffee and enjoys really strong coffee flavors, this will be one of the first ones I would recommend, to be honest. It's because it's that potent. There's nothing, like, off-putting about the coffee flavors in it. It's just the coffee notes aren't for me. So I'd probably stick with what I got, the one little 5-ounce taster glass I would get in a flight, but I wouldn't get another one. So what is my final rating on this guy going to be? I like the mouthfeel of it. I like how it's syrupy. I like the creaminess of it. Coffee notes in there are, yeah, they're coffee notes. So when it comes to me having, like, a high rating on this guy, I'll give it an averagely high rating just because of what they're trying to do with it. And they knocked it out of the park for just making this a coffee lover's, like, dream experience of a beer. so I'll take that into account. I'd probably give this a solid with everything like that, with kind of me not being a beer fan and not giving it as high of a rating. I'd give this a solid like 7.25 out of 10. But if I was a coffee lover and kind of enjoyed more of those roasty toasty kind of coffee flavors, it would easily be up in the like 8.5 situation. Definitely nailed it when it comes to just hitting strong flavors of coffee and definitely not having any off-putting coffee notes in there. So big shout out to them for doing that. They definitely created a beer that will kind of keep to a specific coffee loving crowd, which is cool. So knowing that they can make a brew that will appeal to specific people that are coffee lovers, this would be the perfect one for them. So I think that's where I'm going to leave that with the rating. On an easy 7.25. If I was a coffee fan, it would easily be up within like the 8.5, I think. But for me, being not as much a coffee fan as I am, and being able to still enjoy this, of it being like a 7.25 out of 10, yeah, it's good. So if anybody's in the northwest suburbs of Illinois, I always try to tell people I highly recommend Noon Whistle. They're nice. They have 2 locations, and they have great beers, great atmosphere, awesome environment. It's just a really cool place to go to. So other than that, I think that is what I have for you guys this afternoon. So thank you everybody for tuning in. You guys are absolutely fantastic. All regulars hanging out, which is great. If you're new to the channel and like what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. Let you know whenever I go live. But other than that, this is pretty much it. I'm trying to think what would pair good with this beer. I think it's, for some reason, I think of like a pastry kind of situation, to where it's like coffee and a donut kind of thing. But maybe like this kind of beer with like some kind of like sweet pastry or something like that would pair pretty well, if you're looking to kind of pair a nice coffee stout with food. Or maybe like a nice red meat, I would say too, when it comes to having those deeper dark notes pair well with like a nice steak. I feel like would pair really well. But other than that, yeah, I definitely recommend this to any of my beer loving, coffee loving friends out there. This would be one that, if you're ever in Illinois and you're kind of wanting to go to a new brewery, Noon Whistle would always be one I would recommend, and this would be one of the top ones if you're a coffee fan that I would have you try. Other than that, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you everybody again for tuning in. You guys are awesome. If you're hanging out right now, make sure to hit that like button on your way out. It'll help me out greatly. Other than that, that's pretty much it, everybody. So thank you everybody again for tuning in. You guys are amazing. And remember, guys, if you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I will see you all tomorrow. Cheers, everybody.